Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. With me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Ball Out of AKs. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything, absolutely anything. Life, politics, who knows? It's anything, right? So if you are attending live, you can ask your questions in the chat over here or over somewhere, wherever the chat is for you. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, as it's already been recorded, and so you can ask your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com, which is the central hub of all the silliness. Basically, it's links to the Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the Facebook, and of course, in the Discord. The Discord's been a lot of fun. And of course, it also has links to the live stream, so if you want to watch on YouTube or Twitch. And of course it has links to Way of the Brush t-shirts if you want to wear yourself Way of the Brush t-shirt and look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world, and to stand for justice and stand against the darkness. I don't know. Anyway, and of course I always ask this of all the monkeys, but everybody who's purchased a shirt, send me a picture of yourself in the shirt, so I can put it in the Monkey Shrine, and the links are in wayofthebrush.com. And of course, I am still offering a prize. I'm still offering a prize to anybody who gets me a picture of a Way of the Brush shirt on a Space Marine. Or Age of Sigmar dude. Either or. I'd rather Space Marine because I'm more 40k than I am Age of Sigmar. But, so what's the prize? It'll be something substantial. Not my usual BS response of, oh, my love and admiration, which is my usual response to stuff. But anyway, no, it'll be something. It'll be something. But yeah, if anybody gets me that shot, I would be very grateful, as well as handing out a prize. So who is joining us in the chat today? I can see Ramv. Hey, you monkeys. Hey, Kris. Oh, I can't even pronounce this one. Which Misto? Hello, all. Anyway, it's Wool. I'm sorry. I can't even pronounce that one. Old Man Logan. Hey, all. Way the Brush is back. It is back. I did miss last week because I was at Sword and Brush. Fun little event here in Canada. Lots of room to grow. I'll talk a bit more about that later on. Jim White, good morning. Dark Commission, hi Kris and all. Legendary Terry over on Twitch, hello everyone. Ramv, hey, you gotta get off my lawn. Oh yeah, I gotta get off the lawn. Enforcer 357, sup monkeys. Raziel, Yosef. Damn it, I mean yes. Nidfink, hello monkeys. Hello Nidfink. Steve McDemon, hey. Johnny Wraith, there he is. Hey, monkeys. Johnny Wraith, hope all is well. Johnny's Chop Shop, hello, Paint monkeys. Paint monkeys. Eldari Lamborghini, what shot? A shot of money? No, like a shot of, Anyway. John J. hath arrived. He hath arrived. Hath arrived. So yeah, I went to Sword and Brush last weekend. It was a Saturday-Sunday affair, and so I didn't bother, doing an episode of Way of the Brush because, well, concentrated on that. The first day was their painting competition, along with a couple other smaller tournaments. They had like a Team Yankee tournament, Kill Team tournament, and I think an Infinity tournament. I believe so. Anyway, painting competition was, there was a lot of entries, really. I have yet to post my kind of showcase video of it all. It'll actually run pretty long. It's just taking a little bit of time because I'm having to edit out people's names, because the way it was is like you had your entry on the table, and then you had this little place card, and it had all your information on it. And so under good advice, I said, okay, well, I might as well, edit this stuff out. And so that's what I'm doing. And so it's taking my video a little bit long to edit because I'm having to motion capture, basically blurring out the movement. So yeah, it's not that it's terribly difficult, it's just kind of tedious. But there was a lot of entries. I entered only one model. If anybody paid attention on the Instagrams, or of course anybody who's been following on Discord, I put in the model that we had painted for the patron paint-along. And so basically it was a little werewolf. And I made a couple minor changes to him before the entry, before the competition. I only spent like another couple hours, and so anybody who knows how long basically we spent on that piece, because that piece was, kind of like we were preparing to enter it in a competition, except I actually did. And again, everybody that joined in the paint along, they did fantastic work. Everybody did really great work. And so I just, it was the only thing I had spent time on. So I said, let's throw it in there, and we'll see how he does. And he got himself a bronze, so that was cool. There was a lot more work we probably could have done on it, maybe smoother blends and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance to speak to the judges on anything because I was kind of busy just doing my thing. And so, you guys, I think by now kind of know my feelings on painting competitions and stuff like that. So, I wasn't really too worried about it. And then the second day was the tournament. Tournament was quite a few people. Again, this Sword and Brush is not a huge event. It's not, so we had about 18 tables full of dudes playing 40K, and then there was also an Age of Sigmar tournament going on as well. And I think that was just the two tournaments, I think. But anyway, how I did in the tournament, I took my Eldar. Basically, I took an Autarch, Farseer, Seer Council on jet bike. These are all on jet bikes. 3 units of snipers and a unit of Dark Reapers, full 10-man unit of Dark Reapers. And then I took 2 detachments. I took Spirit Seer. Oh, and then the Farseer was also attached to that detachment as well, because it was two HQs each one. So it was 4 HQs in total. And then it was like 4 more units of snipers with a Hemlock. First game against Orcs. He was roughly a newer player, and he wasn't really going after board control as much. He was more concerned with my Seer Council, which is fine because that's the way it was dealt. It was created to distract and absorb, and so that one, I won against him on that one on a lot of objectives and victory points and stuff like that. We were playing ITC rules for a tournament, and second game was against a Imperial Guard player, really great guy. He took the Baneblade that has the big Gatling guns, the Stormlord, and 3 Leman Russes that were characters each, 2 Wyverns, or Wyverns, whichever way you want to say it, and then some command squad stuff, some guys on foot kind of things. Oh, and then he had like 2 Psychers and heavy weapon teams inside the Stormlord and everything like that. He basically didn't come out of his deployment zone. Again, ITC, it's really about board control, and so he really wasn't moving a whole lot. And he was concentrating so much fire on my Seer Council. He was rolling fairly mediocre. I was rolling really hot. And so basically his shooting phases were just not doing anything. And plus 2, I was going with -2s or -3 against the Seer Council. So Imperial Guard are not even hitting it, right? So, he's just spraying fire into it and nothing was happening. So that was the second game. Third game was against a purely Nurgle force. Tabled me in the third game. Oh my god. And as soon as he took out my Seer Council, that was it. He was spitting so much firepower at me. He had a Dreadnought, like the Leviathan Dreadnought that had the 4 autocannons. He had 3 of those Nurgle tanks. He had a big blob of Plague Bearers. He had 2-3 units of Obliterators and a couple characters just to get the psych powers off to make shooting twice and, you know, stuff like that. He was rolling really, really well. I didn't get the powers off that I needed on my Seer Council early on, and so they just took a whole bunch of bad hits, and I couldn't make any saves. Rolled like really, really bad. He was rolling really well, and yeah, so it was. He got me in the end. He like I think it was by the last turn. He tabled me. All I had was like a unit of 2 units of snipers. I think all I had was left, and it was really, really bad. Fourth game and final game was against another Chaos player who was a mix of like Khorne and Nurgle. He had big blob of Plague Bears, big blob of Bloodletters. He had 2 or 3 of those Nurgle tanks, bunch of cultists, 2 Demon Princes, Psychers, 2 Psychers, bike unit. And I think that was it. And that one, he had control of the board. That one was like a bunch of objectives all over the place, and he had control of the board. And I was, you know, even though my Seer Council survived to the end of the game and did a tremendous amount of damage to him, he had control of the board, and he was scoring more points than me per turn. In ITC, it's every turn you score points, and he had board control right from the start, and I was kind of on my back foot the entire time and just trying to deal as much damage. And I was dealing a considerable amount of damage, and so was he, but yeah. But the one big thing I will say, though, is that the damn Dark Reapers in all 4 games did nothing for me. Did nothing. I'd roll 10 dice, and 2 of them would be hits. Like, for missile launcher shots. And I mean, like, it was just like what kind of garbage is that? You know? And, like, all 4 games, the Dark Reapers did nothing. Nothing. Nothing substantial. No big hits. Nothing. Like, maybe against a Baneblade did 3 wounds. Whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? Like, it was... Oh, it was awful. It was awful. It was awful. Poor showing of the Dark Reapers. The Dark Reapers could have been... The points for them could have been spent elsewhere. Very, very disappointing performance out of them. Out of 4 games. I mean, at least one of the games you'd think, okay, well, you know, if it was dice rolls, maybe one of the games, you know, you'd see like a game where they would just decimate everything. No, didn't happen. Didn't happen. The Seer Council, 3 of the 4 games performed very, very well. One of the games, they completely shit the bed, but that's okay. That's the way it goes. But yeah. I think because I've never really did the ITC rules before. I mean, I read it and I was like, okay, well, I'll bring, you know, snipers and stuff like that, and you know, if I need to control board objectives, whatever, I will. But as all these really aggressive armies are coming forward, the snipers wouldn't have cut it. The snipers wouldn't have cut it, and so I think if I do it again or I go to another ITC event, I think I'll take a different composition for my force. It's hard to say whether I'll keep the Seer Council. They do so darn good, but they are kind of situational, and they do rely on getting that first turn, you know, or at least hiding until they can get their powers off, kind of thing, right? So, yeah. But anyway, that was a quick breakdown of my weekend. John J, LOL, the Reapers, what are the odds? Yeah, 4 games. Reapers did nothing. Ben Ellis, episode 218, Dark Reapers, you had 1 job. That was basically it. You had 1 job, and they couldn't do it in all 4 games. I was just severely disappointed. I basically what would happen was on all 4 games, I always kept the Dark Reapers in the webway. So I spent that command point, hide them in the webway, just so that, you know, if my opponent gets first turn, he most likely would just blast the hell out of my Reapers, and so I kept them off the table. And so they'd come onto the table, and would do nothing. Next turn, do nothing. Every game, all 4 games, they did nothing. Just, like, what are the odds? What are the odds of that kind of crap happening? I just don't know. Emperor's Champion. Hey! Hi, Emperor's Champion. Raziel, sounds like a Wraith boner problem. I don't know if I'd go with a Wraith construct, like a heavy Wraith army. If I went like a Wraith heavy army, I think I'd still have the same problem. I'd get outmaneuvered. The Wraiths can deal a lot of damage. I think I'd rather go with Wraith Guards and rather than a lot of Wraith Blades. Wraith Blades are alright, especially when dealing with hordes, especially the ones with the swords, because they can cut down peons like nothing, right? But the ones with the vacuum cleaner guns, the ones that have the template, they're the best ones. Because, you know, they get into range, you know, and they can advance and still fire those weapons with no penalties because it's automatic, right? And, you know, you don't really want to charge them because they're automatic hits because they're flamer attacks, right? So I don't know. I just wanted to say Wraithborner, Chris. Wraithborner, yeah. Whatever. Ben Ellis, 218. Somehow you win, somehow you lose. The army, like I said, like the army did pretty well, and the Seer Council, the one my one opponent was making the joke that, you know, he goes he thought Death Stars were a thing of the past, but apparently Seer Council is still one of those Death Stars. It's an expensive Death Star, and it's very finicky. But yeah, it's still around. It absorbs a whack ton of damage, man. Anybody who's curious about what list I took, like the specifics, you go on Discord and go into our list discussion, and you'll find my list in there. Johnny Ray, Dark Reapers. I don't think I've seen your Reapers. Do you have them around? See how you painted them? No. Actually, the Reapers I used were the Studios Reapers. Same with the Snipers. I used the Studio Snipers and Reapers because I don't have enough. And for all the good it did me. The Snipers did very, very well. Picking off characters here and there and stuff like that. You know, knocking off pain boys and stuff like that. They did very, very well. I do like the fact that every 6, you know, does a mortal wound plus that wound. And so, you know, potentially 5 guys are causing, you know, like, if you get 5 hits and, say, 2 6s, that's like 7 wounds. So I like that, you know. Yeah. Congo, I've hit a hobby slump. Was my Feral Guard project. No idea what to do going forward. I don't know. Dude. Raziel, have you had any play with Howling Banshees, Chris? Yes, in 8th edition, I have used Howling Banshees once. And I like them. Jane Czar with Banshees, man. Throw Farseer in behind them with Doom, and you're laughing. But like Eldar, you need like a lot of these kind of synergy kind of things. It's not like Space Marines, where one unit of Space Marine go off in one direction and go kind of deal with it because they're all round good, because they're all round good in combat, shooting, armor, stuff like that, right? Eldar is a concert event. Yeah, it's, you know, you come in this way with your flanking units, high penetrating armor, flanked by support type characters, and you all attack at once at one point to deal with something very critical, and you know you'll do it. The one unit by itself against that particular target might not do well. The second guys might not do well, but with the supporting character, they'll do a lot better, right? And so, yeah, Eldar, it's all about synergies. One unit does one particular thing well, throw in some support characters, and they do a lot of things. They'll do that one thing even better, right? So, yeah, that's Eldar in a nutshell. Jim White, episode 218. Don't fear the Reapers. I like it. I'm sorry, kids, but I like that one. That one's funny. And we'll keep that. You know what? We'll keep that. It's kind of like Starship Troopers. You know what? He'll be the lieutenant until I find somebody better. It's kind of harsh, eh? You're it until I find somebody better, or you're killed, or I find somebody better. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I wanted to show. Wait, where's the chat here? I lost my chat window. There it is. Okay. Resiel, shenanigans, yeah. Ben Ellis, a bit like Craft World Crescendo, a bit. It's, and I think Dark Eldar operate in a similar fashion, and Harlequins operate in a similar fashion. You know, it's not. it's all a concerted effort to take out and kill objectives and stuff like that, you know. Which is good because I mean, like that's how strategy should work. It shouldn't be just a simple this thing you go here, and they do it. You know what I mean? That doesn't really teach you a lot of strategy. Whereas if you can identify the target and you know what you have on this end of the board, and if I flank this way, it'll draw that out, and I can come in with this unit and hit it with this unit with this support, and you know what I mean? Like Eldar is a very strategy based type army. It's very strategy based. I mean, the whole game is strategy based, but I mean, like, you know, you got to think a little bit more, because again, one thing only does one thing well, right? Emperor's Champion. Anybody seen or anybody been trying out Champions card game app this week? No, I have not tried it. It looks like the old card game from way back when, just a digital version of it. There was the other one I played way back when. Do I still have my cards or not? Do I still have the cards? Do I still have the cards? I still have my deck around. I don't know where the hell it is, though. Oh, wait. I think I see it. Hold on. Yeah, does anybody remember... Oh, does anybody remember this one? Does anybody remember this one? Did anybody play this one? Is a better question, because I don't think so. I don't think anybody played this one. This one, when the hell was this one made? Holy crap, 2001? Really? Man. Anyway, I used to play Eldar in this one. This one was alright. It was a bit like, 40K. It kind of translated the tabletop game into card form, like you had all these varying stats, attack values, defense, the fortifications, you had die rolls, all sorts of stuff. It had fun art in it too. Fun art? I thought I had a foil or two in here. I thought I had the avatar in foil. Hold on. You guys gotta wait now while I go through memory lane here. But yeah, does anybody remember this game? Did anybody play this one? That's what I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Son of a beehive! Where the hell happened to my foils? What happened to my foils? I don't know. Anyway, Kilo 88478. Hello, all. Hello. Old man, look, what's a good army to play if you're not as good at strategy? A good army to play if you're not good at strategy? Space Marines. Space Marines. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Those cards are older than I am. Yeah. It's an old game. It's an old game. I have another old one too. It's a Star Trek game. It was a dice game. Where the hell is those dice? I don't know. Anyway. Emperor's Champion. Nope, I was into Pokemon then. Pokemon. People still play Pokemon? I think people still play Pokemon, don't they? Ebb and Flow. Who's the Eldarmon? Eldarmon? Eldarmon. Congo. Logan, orcs are pretty straightforward. Orcs are pretty straightforward, and you know what? With the Codex imminent, you might want to start collecting orcs. Steve, we were having this discussion the other day, and Steve thinks orcs will be the new hotness when they come out. They're going to have a whole bunch of advantages and stuff. So maybe you want to go orcs. Maybe. Again, I often recommend just going by what models look cool to you. Go cool first. What models look cool to you? And then start building a force. And then, as you get a few games under your belt, you'll kind of know where you want to go with particular things. What kind of fits your kind of play style. A lot of armies have different ways of playing them. Tyranids, you can play them hordes, or you can play them you know, sit back and shoot kind of thing. Not that they're very good at it, but you know, it's all the way you want to go. Ebb and flow, Chris. Poking fun at the collectible card GW game. Oh, okay. Sure. Now, there was something I wanted to show you guys. I just saw this on the Instagrams. And this is something that is just too damn cool not to share. Check this thing out. And I was like, wow, look at this. But watch this. Oh, I don't really need the volume. Where's... Ah, screw it. But look at this thing. Is this not the coolest thing you've seen? Look at that. Like, even the power coils running into the tower are lit. Yeah, the sound is starting to really annoy me. How can I kill that sound? Let's go with that. There we go. Hopefully that didn't kill my volume. Did I kill my volume? No. But is that not the coolest thing you've seen? I want to do something like that with some terrain. And, you know, like, given enough time, like, Lee has been working on a big table. And, like, that's the kind of thing I'd like to see in that kind of project. Of that kind of scale that he's working on. Like, that kind of level of light work and stuff like that. And, you know. Oh, excuse me. That'd just be too darn cool. I saw that today and I was like, wow, that is awesome. Awesome as a possum. Cocking. Right click on the video. Right click on the video? Oh, I already got rid of the video, I think. I think I closed it. Or maybe I didn't. Right click on the video? Right click on the video just gives me share and copy link. That ain't no good. That ain't doing anybody no good. Why would I want to right click on the link? Why? Why on earth would I want to do that? Why? Yeah, Emperor's Champion. Whoa. Is that like a Keanu Reeves whoa? Like, whoa. Whoa. Ben Ellis at Old Man Logan. An easy army would be knights. Use 6 Helverins and 2 Armiger Warglaves. But it's not too fun. Helverins were times 6. Up to 216 wounds. From just Helverin autocannons in just 1 round. Okay. Jim White, an actual Van Graff generator is cooler if you don't get hurt. High schooler. Steve McDemon, Chris, check out A. Dimmadov's Instagram. I think you'll appreciate his paintwork on his Elder Titans. Yeah, I've seen his Elder Titans. It's a lot of freehand with the texturing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very cool. Car King 555. It's not modular design to do full LED table like that with connected pipes. It is not a modular design. I'm sure you could still do it modular. I mean, you know, like a piece like that, you can just create a base on it, you know what I mean? And it all sits on the base and you just put that, you know, wherever you want, right? I think that's all right. Old Man Logan, thanks for all the great suggestions. Monkeys. Monkeys. The monkeys. The monkeys. The monkeys. Hold on a sec here, kids. Yeah, so for anybody who isn't on my Instagrams, that's the model I took to the Sword and Brush. There we go. And so, yeah. It was fun. Again, that was pretty much as I took them. And of course, everybody that follows me on Patreon supports. We do the paint along. Basically, we were painting every other week, and we were painting this model from Spellcrow up together, having a lot of fun and a laugh here and there. And so, again, for the patrons out there, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? It's up in the air. Again, for all you patrons who maybe haven't been following along, we have a channel in Discord showing our results, and we've been talking about what model we'll do next. I like the idea of doing a bust, maybe historical, maybe a model kit. You know, it's up in the air. What can we do? Something fun. I even had another idea as well, for not model, but what we do as far as technique and stuff like that. Yeah, I was thinking something like that as well. So, come on, guys, get some suggestions in there. We'll figure something out eventually, maybe, hopefully. Maybe. Okay, any other comments in the chat? I don't know. No? Nothing in the chat? Okay, it's email time. Headphones.
Email time. It's email time.
And of course, we always thank Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That is his channel. Check him out if you like yourself some Beer and Blood Bowl. We always have to say thank you to Carl because he took the time out of his busy day and wrote those little jingles. And so, it's just my way of saying thank you to him every day, every time we hear those things. That bring a smile to our face and maybe a little giggle to our lips. To our lips? Either way. Either way. This is from Disco Duke. Hi, Kris and Monkeys. My diorama has been on hold since I had an airbrush, and I've been working on a BF 109 for my brother-in-law. I put the primer down, then a base coat, masked it off, and put on a camo pattern. Hold on here. Masked the camo pattern. I then lightened off the tail as I thought it was too dark, and then base coated the yellow nose and tail. This is my first model like this, and I've learned a lot about my airbrush already. I'm going to apply some highlights next, and then a bit of detailed brush work on it. CNC, always appreciated. Thanks, Dave, Disco Duke. And so let's have a look at his efforts as he ventures into the model world. And again, I would highly suggest everybody take a break from miniatures and put together a model. Again, it allows you to try out different techniques. You often don't paint these like you do a miniature. Excuse me. Often because kind of going for a more realistic look is often the name of the game versus miniatures that, you know, you're just kind of going for a, you know, a stylized kind of look. You know, like, for example, like on these kind of models, we would never worry, no, I shouldn't say never, but we're less likely to worry about non-metallic metal or object source lighting or anything like that with these kind of kits. You're rarely ever going to be concerned about those kind of things. And yet, you know, so much work goes into these things. Really, it's if you really want to kind of get into the weathering aspect of models, this is where you really want to practice those kind of techniques. Looks like he threw a whole bunch of post-it notes on it to do his camo pattern. Sprayed in his darker colors. Ooh, nice and sharp. A little bit of modeling along the body. Very interesting. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. Oh, is that it? Aw, that was it. Aw. I want more. Well, very cool, Disco Duke. It looks like you're off to a great start with your model. What scale is it? Did we get a scale on this? We didn't get a scale. What scale is it? Is it like 172, 148? It looks like it's pretty big, so I'm going to guess it's maybe a 148. Yeah, I'm going to guess it's a 148 scale. That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I'm only guessing, though, by the way. Totem Lord! Hey, you monkeys, I missed a few weeks. I've been at rugby in Los Angeles for the Emmy Awards. We'll have proof that I was there in the next email, because it probably sounds like BS. No, not really. Were you in the Emmy Awards accepting an award? Because that'd be cool. Or were you like one of the seat fillers? Because that sounds like fun too. I mean, you know. Raziel, sweet Emmy 109. Ben Ellis, nice plane. Maybe some rush streaks from a join in the wing, going backwards and exhausts. Little grime maybe. Great work though. Yeah, well, I mean, he's just laying the initial colors right down. He hasn't even gotten to the weathering phase yet. But yeah, I'm excited to see. Emperor's Champion, just done one of those myself. Cool. You got pictures of it? Send it in. I mean, we'll show anything you're working on, buddy. Jeremy Herndon. I think that is a 132 scale. Too much detail for 148. Oh, really? Okay. 132? Yeah? All right. All right. You say so. I'm waiting for Disco Duke to answer my question. What scale that is? Totem Lord. Nah, I was the +1 for my dad, who is the actual nominee. Oh, really? Cool. Well, is there a was there like a moment when you were on TV? Do you have like a screen capture of that? Were you wearing your Way to the Brush T-shirt? That's the bigger question. Because then, if you were wearing your Way to the Brush T-shirt at the Emmys, I mean, I would have to get you something really, really special. Really special. I don't even know what I would do. But it would be something huge. So bear that in mind next time you get invited to something like that. Ben Ellis, yeah, only just as ideas. Yeah. No, I realize that. I mean, like, you know, the exhaust stuff. I mean, like, he was still building up color and everything like that, right? I mean, I'm sure he's going to have oil streaks and wear and tear and, you know what I mean, like, get some weathering. Or maybe he's going to do it pristine. I have no idea. I'm not Disco Duke. I have no idea what goes on in that brain, and so, yeah. Hopefully, he's thinking of more clever things than me. Okay, so we're up in comments. So I think we are doing another email. Yes, let's do an email. Let's do another email. So this email is from Raziel. Hey Chris and Monkeys, just a hobby desk update. Worked on a Proximo model from Arena Rex recently. Sadly, I only remembered to take pics at the last minute, and on top of a stove I was giving it as a gift. Critiques welcome. I personally believe I could have done a better job on some of the transitions, but it was a super rapid paint job. Also, throwing in a Death Guard test model for one of my kill teams, going for mostly russet accents instead of brass bronze. Interesting. Thanks, Raziel. And apparently my Gmail virus scanners are temporarily unavailable. It's not just a virus scanner, it's virus scanners. So it's multiple scanners apparently that Gmail's using. So I feel safe that the scanners are up. This is really cool. Look at this thing. This is crazy. This thing looks like something from a Dr. Seuss novel or something. Really nice work. I like the work on the spots. Whoop, what the fritz? Why the hell would that change? Why would that change? Oh my god, why would that change? That's exhausting. I'm exhausted already. Anywho. Yeah, it's got like, I don't know, like cheetah spots and like giraffe legs with, I don't know, some sort of chest hair. Big snake thing with scales. It's a crazy looking beast anyway. It's very, very cool. Oh, piss off with the turning sideways thing. Why is it doing that? Anybody know why it's doing that? Why is it doing that? No, I'm not opening with that crap. So settings. No, there's not settings. No, I'm not downloading it. Oh, piss off. Anyway. Really nice. I like it. And I've been tempted to go... Crap, what is the Viking Native American faction in Arena X? I was thinking about picking up some of those models. I was actually looking at those models this week. I might actually pick up a few. Nice and clean on the Plague Marine. Very cool. I like it. Color scheme looks good. Anything gonna be kind of like a different kind of spot colors, like a pink or purple in there, or I don't know, reds, anything like that, possibly happening in there. Any kind of comments and suggestions, anything like that? Not really. What the hell is it called? A Proximo? Is that what that creature's called? For Arena Rex, anyway. Anyway, I think it was a fantastic looking model. I think he did a really good job. Especially for being like kind of a speedy kind of a model. I think he did a really good job. Nothing in there that I would say, you know, oh, you did this or you could have this different. I love the spots on the body and everything like that. I thought that was really, really good. The color blends look fine to me, especially if you know, this was something really fast that you were trying to get done. And the Plague Marine, well, I mean, the Plague Marine looks like, you know, it's, you know, he's going along. I mean, he looked a bit of work in progress, so, you know, I like to kind of reserve judgment until he's pretty much done, right? So, yeah. Comments. So, again, yeah, thank you, Razio, for sending that in. Awesome work. Thank you. Keep sending me more. Totem Lord, tell you what, Chris, if he's nominated again, I will 100% wear one, and I'll try my hardest to get on TV for our Lord and Savior, Chris. Enforcer. So, Chris, I got a question on jump packs. I wanted to make some exhaust coming out of one while he's jumping in the air. What would be the best thing to use? The easiest would be cotton. You could use green stuff to sculpt, you know, directional kind of exhaust. There are a few companies out there that produce exhausts. You can just kind of buy them and, you know, create and do them. Armor Cast comes to mind. I know there's a few other companies that produce little resin effects that you can apply in there. But the easiest would be cotton, right? Color the end of cotton, drag it out, and create a little plume. Of course, you kind of get like this conal kind of shape, whereas, you know, if you want it more like a jet exhaust with, you know, plume of smoke at the bottom, you probably the way you could probably build it up is if you had like wire that ran right, say, glued into the engine, so that the Marine was like kind of floating on his own, and there's a wire into the engine port of the jump pack, and then you used cotton to create your jet exhaust, and then used a bit more cotton, and then colored it like smoke, and then kind of build it up like that, and so you get like kind of the whole package. You could try something like that. Alternatively, you could also sculpt the stuff as well. But if you are looking for something kind of low effort and maximum return, cotton, I think, would probably be your best bet. Of course, anybody else has got some great ideas or even pictures or links to kind of like that, feel free to post them. Netfink over on Twitch. I like the different colors on the scales. Oh yeah, on the thing there. Yeah, he had different colors on the scales. Yeah. I think that model is somewhat big, and I think doing like the different kind of color scales, I think was a good call rather than just kind of like having this appearance of like just kind of a uniform kind of scale look. It kind of reminds me of like Dark Commission, the necklace piece on the Mayan bust that he did, where you had like it's all one kind of stone, but there's varying tones through them, and so yeah, it gives you a really great color differential on that. Totem Lord, good work on both. Yes, I agree. Cock King 555. If anyone want the drills chepper, what then? Forge Road looks to Mantic Warpath Vermin faction. What? I didn't even understand that question or statement. If anyone wants the drills chepper, then Forge World look to Mantic's Warpath Vermin faction. Okay. Evan Flo, Kris, do you know the difference between a Chimera and a Chimera? No. Remind me not to send you out for a Chimera. Oh, Chimera or Chimnea? Chimnea? What? Okay, no. No, I don't know. I don't know the difference between that Chimera and the other one. I don't know. Eric13, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Steve McDemon, what if you had a... What is that word? Is it still pronounced like Chimera or is it Chimnea? Made out of two different materials. I have no idea. I'm not playing this game, Ed. I'm not playing your game. Reziel. Sorry, I had to pause my feed because at work, just caught up. Yeah, Proximo is a type of Chimera, I'm sure. Oh, okay. Cool. Ben Ellis, link to Jetpack Plume in comments, as I can't put a link in chat. Or put it in our Discord. Just put it in the Discord, in the general. Just throw it right there. Help all. Who the hell was asking that question? Who was asking that question? Enforcer. Yeah, it was Enforcer who was asking. Yeah, help Enforcer out. Yeah. Reziel, appreciate the comments. The Death Guard are coming along. Kris, I have that particular model basically finished. I decided to use super bright green glow in the eyes, for instance. Okay, cool. Ben Ellis, when episode 218 is over. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Sure, whatever. Whatever. No rush. The Seven Faces 3. Hey, gang. Hi, Seven Faces. I don't know if I've ever read that name before. The Seven Faces. The Seven Faces of what? And I'm out of coffee. Crap. My throat's getting dry. Anyway. The Seven Faces, yeah, I don't know if I've ever read that name before. So if you are somebody who's been here before, welcome back. And if you're brand new, welcome. Join us on Discord. I don't know. I always end up, going to Discord because I always have Discord up. I have it on my phone. I have it on all my computers, and I'm always in the thing. And yeah, and there's always somebody talking about something in there. So if you're looking for a conversation, definitely come by. Reziel, anyone excited for the Rogue Trader models? I like them. They're cool. They're very cool. I've talked with Lee a couple times, and I think, and I'm going to put this into the universe now. We've already put this in the universe, but I'm going to put this more into the universe because now I'm going to infect all your brains with this idea. But here we go. This is the idea that's going to infect all your brains, and it will spread to the design team at Games Workshop. That is the end goal of this. So here it is. Games Workshop needs to produce a box of anywhere from 10 to 20 models, civilians. Okay? civilians of the 41st millennium, being everything from like a guy who looks like a business worker or like a businessman to a dock worker to a nurse to a woman with a stroller to little kids, you know, people who look like family types, just all walks of life, all walks of civilian life. They need to make models for all those kind of civilian-like people, okay? Because it would open up a whole new door for scenario-type play. And because we're always talking about the narrative, forging the narrative, and creating a very cinematic type experience on the tabletop, having a bunch of civilians on the table would increase that idea, okay? So for example, in a regular 40K game, you know, like when you're fighting in like a city, you would have like pockets of humans still left behind, possibly. And it would make it more dire for Space Marines to have to try and rescue the humans, right? So you can have new scenarios involving humans on the tabletop who are trying to get away, or who are trying to, you know, they're just scattering about and chaos is coming in to get them, or Tyranids are rushing in to, you know, get the civilians, and it makes it all the more dire, it makes it all the more heroic. And so you have these pockets of humans all over the place, and it would add to the heroics that a Space Marine is supposed to inspire, right? Because the Space Marine is this superhuman human who is the paragon of humanity, and he's the defender of humanity. He's like a superhero, essentially, although the background kind of suggests otherwise. But ideally, though, you know what I mean? Can you imagine them drop podding in, boom, 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 they come in, and the Tyranids are coming in, and the civilians are like, oh no, and then you know the drop pods go bang, bang, and then the Space Marines come out, and they're just blasting the Tyranids, and the Tyranids are trying to get the Space Marines and trying to rush to get to the humans, because it makes it all the more scary, and it makes it all the more dire that the Imperium has to win because you're trying to save civilians. The next thing is that you can have them in kill team games where, you know, it's like a hostage rescue, where you have your kill team of, you know, Space Marine scouts or Reveners or whatever the hell you want to call them, and there's orcs who've got like a little, you know, bunch of humans in a little pen, and you know what I mean, oh, they gotta get out, and so you have the Space Marines coming in and they're trying to rescue these little civilians. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. Is humans. They need Games Workshop. So I'm putting this idea out there for everybody's brains, and then you repeat that to other people, and then eventually they'll get back to Games Workshop and they'll go, hey, you know what? I just had a brilliant idea. Let's make civilians. Let's make civilians for 40K. So I mean, like, they could be kind of technoed up and, you know, kind of, you know, doodadded up and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm sure people in the 41st millennium, you know, especially like in a hive city or whatever, would have, you know, do that. They would look kind of like Necromunda-esque, but cleaner, right? So something along those lines, I think, would be really, really cool. And so, yeah, I'm putting that out into the universe. Games Workshop, civilian models, they would sell like mad, because people would buy 50 boxes of them and just have a whole table with, like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine, you know, playing like 30K, and the Space Marines are attacking, and, you know, they're trying to fight, and the Ultramarines are trying to defend the city against, you know, the word bearers, and the civilians are trying to evacuate, and, you know, the Space Marines have to hold out until all the civilians are off the board. You know what I mean? Scenarios like that where just, you know, it makes Space Marines more heroic. So, yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. Man, where am I in these comments here? I don't even know. Yeah, even like little kid models and stuff like that. Like, it seems kind of like, ooh, you know, but I think it'd be very cool. It would add to the game. Oh, the Gim, there he is. Woke up from the night shift to get on, reaffirm that Eldar suck. I'll back off the bed now. Shut up. Shut up. Congo. Yeah, Kris, I don't know if Civies and 40K have it off as nice as you said. Well, I mean, it's varying. I mean, they talk about, you know, the Imperium being, like, worlds in the Imperium being very kind of primitive-like to being very advanced-like, right? And everything in between. Like, our world today could be a world in the Imperium where, you know, it's post-industrial but pre you know, space travel or, you know, whatever, right? So it all fits. Everything fits within the 40K universe, you know. Oh man, it's a great idea. Let's make a couple of calls and see what we can do. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Oh, Enforcer's got to go back to work. Okay. Ken! Oh, Ken from Badger. And you'd have to paint the humans. I'm for it. Yeah, I'd paint the humans, man. Man, that'd be awesome. Just having, like, just... Because you can have... They basically would be like counters, right? They could be, like... And you could have them do random movement or fixed movement or, you know, whatever. And then it would be just another level of gameplay. And I think that would be something fun, you know, especially like for like scenarios like Dark Eldar and Space Marines, where the Dark Eldar deliberately have to come in for the civilians because that's what Dark Eldar do, right? And so they would be coming in and going after the pocket civilians, and the Space Marines would have to defend, or the Imperium, or whoever has to defend, you know, the civilians and stuff like that. Games Workshop's got to make a civilian kit, like 10 to 20 models in a kit. People would buy boxes and boxes and boxes of them. Guaranteed. And it's nice to see Ken in the chat. Totem Lord, Chris's $1 million idea. Yeah, it's $1 million idea. I have a whole bunch of $1 million ideas, and you think I can keep any for myself? No. Although I do have a couple on the go right now, but we'll see. Raziel, LOL, Chris. Have you read The Devastation of Baal? Basically, it's what you described. Sure. I mean, there's tons of reference of, you know, the civilians. I mean, like, even, like, imagine, like, in the Gonskos, like, in the third book, Necropolis, where it's just civilians are on the run, and the Chaos forces advancing into the city, and the Imperial Guard have to hold them off, while all the civilians are trying to, you know, escape and stuff like that, right? It's got to happen. They've got to make civilian models. Seven Faces, civilian models would be awesome, yes. Greenleaf Train, what is this? What is this? This is what it is. Ken, with cool mustaches on all of them, even the females. Sure, why not? Why not? Right? It's the kind of age we live in, right? Don't assume the gender. Don't assume the gender, right? Might look female, but has a big mustache. Hey, don't assume the gender. Vasily! And then they might add Craft World models for me to enslave. Exactly. And then you can make Civi models for, like, Eldar, right? Eldar civilians, Dark Eldar civilians. What would Orc civilians? I don't think Orcs would have civilians, would they? Maybe, like, regular Gretchens. Just doing, you know, menial task stuff. Who else do you have? Oh, Tau civilians. Tau civilians would be another one. Like, Earthcast. Just making a bunch of Earthcast people. Because Earthcast, you don't see the Earthcast. And making a bunch of Earthcast models, or even Aircast, you know, like just guys who look like, you know, the pilots and stuff. Yeah. Oh, and Watercast. Watercast is also the other one, right? So yeah, make those models just for scenario play, and, you know, just for fun, just to, you know, for scenarios. Make the game all the better. Jim White, 40K K Bellow as a monkey grinder with a paintbrush behind his ear. I'm not sure what that means. Ben Ellis. Faglance might be okay alternative for use for civilians with a little mod here and there. I guess. But I mean, like, Imperium worlds aren't just filled with, you know, zealots and stuff like that. I mean, like, you'd have people, like, probably in hoods and stuff, but you'd have, like, mothers carrying their kids around, and, you know what I mean? Like, you'd have old people and kids, and, you know what I mean? Like, not everything in Imperial cities is, you know, everybody's whipping themselves, and, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that, right? I mean, you have all walks of life. Ken, Steinal Res, Light Flesh, and Ebony Flesh. Paint the humans, paint them all. Steinal Res. Yeah, I know. I gotta get me some Steinal Res. And when I was talking with Ken at Sword and Brush, because he was one of the vendors at Sword and Brush, yeah, I completely forgot to get primer off you before you left. Oh well. I'll have to order it later. Vasily, so what other $1 million ideas do I have? I'm not sharing right now. That was the only one I'm throwing. That's the only idea I'm seeding into the universe right now. I'm seeding that idea out there. So now, wherever it takes root, and hopefully it seeds and more, and you know what I mean, and it spreads. Ken, love your stuff, Chris. Glad I dropped in. Back to work now. See you later, Ken. Raziel, Chris, the Blood Angel and their successor literally passed gang the Balites into military service against the Nids, and then they have to save as many as possible before they're overrun. Sure. Vasily, Dark Eldar civilians? What kind of nonsense is that? Sure. Why not? Why wouldn't there be civilians? I mean, why not? You know, it's not always murder, death, kill. At least I don't think it is. I don't know. Ghost Starman Deluxe. There is a Forge World Tau Aircast model. May have been a limited edition though. No, I think they did have it for a while. I don't know if it was limited edition. It was just one of those models that they just had, and you know, for a limited time you could get them. But I don't think it was like, you know, like a cutoff date kind of thing. Raziel, dude, Staten Res is so good. It is. I'm probably making the switch to Staten Res from Vallejo. I know a lot of people have been used to me using Vallejo primers for the longest time, but I recently been playing with some Staten Res, and I like how smooth it goes on with an airbrush, and I like that even it goes on even smooth with brush, and that I actually don't have to use too much to when I hand brush it on. So, yeah. Vasily. Episode 218. Chris, the great cedar. It spreads. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Eldari Lamborghini. Eldar civvies would be cool, but I wonder how they would look. Probably awesome. I'd imagine Eldar civilians would look pretty cool. I mean, like, you can imagine, you know, they got like either robes or, you know, partial armor type things, and you know what I mean? Like, you can picture like the elves from Lord of the Rings, essentially, and it's just a bunch of them walking around. They got long flowing robes, and you know, they're just kind of walking around. Maybe one's holding his flute, and the other one's holding a book, and you know, or you know, statue, and you know, you imagine like all the different, you know, kind of like the Eldar artists, and you know, the singers, and you know what I mean, and like, you know, just all the different variations of, you know, what the Eldar do for, you know, in their lives, right? Razia, Eldar civvies would look arrogant. Alright. The Seven Faces. Kimura does have civilians because that's who attends to the Witch Cult Arena's games, right? It's an honor to join a Cabal, I believe. Yeah, sure, right? I mean, like, if you have a Witch Cult and the Cabal, right, you have to have civilians to, you know, scrub toilets and clean up after everybody, because you can't imagine a witch sitting there after a battle going out into and re-raking the sand and, you know, gardening, and you know what I mean? Like, civilians have to do those things. There are civilians. I mean, if a toilet gets clogged, somebody's got to go unclog it. It ain't going to be the Cabal. It ain't going to be the witches. It's going to be a civvy. The Gim. I just woke up to say Eldar civvies would suck too. Back to bed. Emperor's Champion. Free balling with books. Huh? God King 5555. We had Eldar civilians. They were the Dukari line, were the slaves and prisoners. Yeah, but I'm talking like stand-up models, you know? Like, even like for the Dark Eldar, if they made just slaves, right? That'd be kind of cool if they just had slave models. Because you don't really picture raids and attacking Dark Eldar civilians, but you can imagine attacking a Dark Eldar installation to recapture the slaves, to free the slaves, right? So you can imagine something like that, sure. But essentially, wouldn't they just be the humans, but just kind of like bound and stuff? I mean, like, you know, there's, like I said, like there's a bazillion different places we can go with like this idea of civilian kids, right? There's a bazillion different ideas. Vasily Shimko, Eldar civilians would be dressed up like Renaissance nobility. Sure. Why not? Sir Peanut Butter, that's what slaves are for Chris. Razia, I think Eldar civilians would be dressed like Vulcans in the older Star Trek movies. Sure, yeah, like you have, maybe a hat and, robe, and maybe they got the little sash that runs over the shoulder. Who knows, right? I mean, that's because this is one of those areas that is not really explored in the lore of 40K. What civilian life is like within this millennium. It's often just, we're Space Marines, we're going to go fight, and we're the Imperial Guard, we're going to go die, and we're Eldar, and we're going to have to die, like, it's just, the stories are always told from kind of, the Army's kind of perspective, and nothing is ever really told of what civilian life would really be kind of like in the 41st millennium, right? Like, even the idea of how politics would work within the Imperium, and world by world, and system by system, and, sector by sector, and, you know what I mean? Like, how does it all work? What is it like, Basilia, Dark Eldar cleaning the toilet when there's Gamora full of slaves? That is ridiculous. Sure, why not? Who knows? I mean, you're gonna have a slave do it, somebody you gotta constantly keep whipping. I mean, that's too much managing, right? You need civilians who are just gonna do their job, and he's collecting his paycheck, and he's, if you constantly have to have slaves and you're constantly just whipping them to clean your toilets and cook your meals, you're gonna end up poisoned. You're gonna end up, Like, it's too much work. That's just too much effort. It doesn't it costs too much to have that kind of labor force. Even though, yes, you are stealing free labor, but you still have to have somebody managing them all the time. Otherwise, they'll run amok, right? And, versus, like, you hire a guy who's a janitor, and he just comes along and he just does his job. You don't have to manage him. Just give him a paycheck every once in a while, and he'll just go do his job, right? Jim White attacking the Dark Eldar outpost to free the slaves led by Abe Lincoln. The Seven Faces, the Dark Eldar slave unit that could sacrifice mid-game to grant leadership penalty to your opponent would be awesome. Yeah? Ooh. The Gim, this is madness. This is Gamora. Kick slave down a well. Jim White, we are Elder. We have to die. Kris 2018. Raziel, man, a slave of Dakari would be happy to clean a toilet. That's like heaven compared to the normal daily life. Would it? You don't know. You can only assume. Life as a Dark Eldar slave? I mean, who knows what it's like? Who knows what kind of crazy crap goes on in the bowels of Gamora? Would it be more appropriate to describe it as who knows what goes on in the bowels of Gamora, or who knows what goes on in the annals of Gamora? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we can. Where we go from there, I have no idea. I just. But anyway, civilian models in 40K for scenario play, kill teams, Necromunda, 40K. You know what I mean? They would have so many uses. You'd have so many uses, and even for modeling, for doing dioramas and stuff like that. So many possibilities. Like that would be a universal kit that just about everybody would buy up. Just about everybody would buy those kits up. The Seven Faces, the cockles of Gamora. Yeah, the cockles. Right in the cockles. Raziel, would you rather be a Dark Elder slave or a Tyranid lunch? Neither. I don't know. It all depends. I don't know. Am I a favorite pet of the Dark Eldar, or am I the guy in the bottom? Old Man Logan in the nether regions of Gamora. The nether regions. Where do they hide? Where do they hide all the slaves? In the nether regions. Oh man. Vasily, Gamora is an interesting city to explore in lore in general, since Dark Eldar are one of those few races who are not in a state of constant war. They don't conquer and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Dark Eldar are very interesting, right? They just come out, raid, get their slaves, head back home, and enjoy their snacks, enjoy the entertainment, right? They're not interested in galactic conquest. They're only interested in just their own depravity. Goes to Starman Deluxe. The sweaty pits of Gamora. The sweaty pits. Vasily, you never know what an Archon might do with his or her slave. Exactly, right? Skin you alive, feed you to the lions, maybe have all your fluids drained, have you turned into a grotesque. Who knows, right? Reziel, just go read Nightbringer and see if you really want to have anything to do with the Dark Eldar. Nightbringer? I read Nightbringer. Do I still have Nightbringer? Do I have Nightbringer? I'm trying to look at my book collection from here. I'm not. I thought I had Nightbringer. Son of a beehive. A lot of times too, back in the day, a lot of my buddies that borrow all my novels and stuff like that too. Never returned. Anyway, no, I thought I had it, but I guess I don't. Darn. The Gim. Andy Chambers did a good trilogy on Dark Eldar. Gamora is a bad place. Yeah, I've never read those ones. I'd like to read those ones. Go Starman Deluxe. I mean, I don't know. Having all your fluids drained doesn't sound too bad. Oh, like every fluid out of you at once? I don't think it would be fun. Raziel, it's an oldie. Uriel Ventress of the Fourth Company Crusade. Yeah, is it called Nightbringer? Or is it Warriors of Ultramar? Because I know I've read Nightbringer. I don't see it in my collection now. Somebody borrowed it off me. Yeah, because I have my Warriors of Ultramar. And I've read Nightbringer. No, I don't have it. I think there's some other ones I'm missing because I've got Kill Team, but where's my first one? 13th Legion. Not 13th Legion. 13th Company? No, the Penal Legion. I'm missing books. Kris is not happy. Raziel, Warriors of Ultramar is the second book. Yeah, I have the first one. I don't see it. I'm getting mad now. Maybe it's over here. Nope, I don't see it. Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off now. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Where's all my books? People will bore them off me. I'm going to kick some ass. I'm going to kick some ass. I have to put a notice up there. The Gim. I can lend you the trilogy, but you have to return my books. No, I had Nightbringer, and I have I can see Warriors Ultramar right there. I didn't read the third book though. Yeah, but I'm missing books. Old Man Logan, missing something, Kris? Did Quirk strike again? Yeah, Quirk doesn't. No, Quirk's never. Wait, has he ever been in my house? Oh wait, I think Quirk has been in my house. Yeah. No, he didn't do it. Raziel, Ultramarine Omnibus will have it though. Okay. Vasily, this episode is full of interesting discoveries for Kris regarding his books. Yeah, I know, I'm missing freaking books, man. Like, what the frick? Ugh. Means I gotta go out and buy these things again. Pissing me off. Pissing me off. Raziel, I want to build a Uriel Ventress and a Pesanius as a side note. Okay. Uriel Ventress, I think that was started out as a comic book first before it became a novel. Back when Inferno was a thing, and you had all those short stories and comic books and stuff. Do I still have an Inferno sitting around? I know you guys realize I'm looking everywhere because I do have crap everywhere in my office. I'm like, no. No. I gotta clean my office up though. The Gim, never let Quirk in. He's been here once or twice. I know once. Maybe twice? I don't know. Ben Ellis, not just the Reapers that lost them. Yeah, exactly. Ghost Simon Alex, why would Quirk steal a book? Can he eyeball move slowly enough for him to read and all that caffeine in his blood? True enough, right? What is that condition called? You see it in some people where you'll see their eyes are constantly kind of moving like that. I know it's a condition. I can't remember what it's called. There's a lot of people out there who have it where, you know, like their eye constantly do that. I think Quirk will end up developing that if he does keep on his steady diet of gummy bears and Red Bull and Rockstar. Yeah, he'll end up with that condition. Old Man Logan, yes, count your spoons and TP rolls. Ben Ellis, even if not him, I blame Quirk because Quirk. Yeah, I blame Quirk. You know what? I'll just blame Quirk. I agree. I'll just blame Quirk. Screw it. This is Quirk's fault. As I look around my office, I realize that I really need to clean up. I mean, I got crap everywhere. Even my paint area. Like, here, guys, I'll quickly show you my work area. Now, eventually, whenever I get around to, getting more of my miniatures done and probably filming my own crap at home and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a couple of my novels over there. I don't see them. I don't know. Messy closet over there. Crap. Got crap behind me. Crap. More crap. Crap. Oh no, there's crap this way. Crap over here. Got boxes of stuff behind me there. Of course, everybody's going for a ride right now. Everybody who's watching this on a TV full screen just went for a big old ride. Sorry about that. I should have warned y'all. But anyway. Oh, Ben. Eyes equal nystagmus? Nystagmus? Is that how you pronounce that? Nystagmus? Yeah. That's not the word. That's not how I remember it. But basically where the person's like they just talk and stuff like that, and apparently I guess they can see normally, but you see their eyes are constantly like moving kind of side to side and stuff like that, right? So, yeah. Old Man Logan, Quirk had the means and the opportunity. He is clearly the culprit. Raziel, Kris, is the new mini wargaming building still a ways off? No, actually. I don't know if a video update has been done yet. But for everybody, for everybody who follows me, I mean, you're gonna get the update right now. Proper construction has started. So, word is now word I'm hearing is like winter. So by spring, we should be in the new facility by spring. So, yeah, I don't know if an update vlog has been done or anything like that, but yeah. Last news I heard was, yeah, it's supposed to be like done by winter, which I mean, okay, that sounds a little far-fetched. I'm more likely to believe that we'll be in by spring. So, yeah. Lehman 1800. Hello, greetings from Poland. Well, welcome, Lehman. The Kim, I see empty space. I should bring more. No, Jim, don't, please. No, Kim, no. No, don't do it, man. No, there's too much crap in here. I have to redesign my command center. The Seven Faces. I like the 15 minutes from Mini Wargaming. I can't get from the new for the new store. Wait, what? I live like 15 minutes from Mini Wargaming. I can't wait for the new store. Yes, exactly. I don't know, Seven Faces, if you've been to Mini Wargaming, like back when we had the store, but it was a lot of fun, and it really kind of helped the community kind of flourish around here. Once it closed down, the community kind of died, especially the War Machine community. It kind of died. I mean, like, I think War Machine community might have died anyway, but you know, yeah. So I'm hoping it comes back, and we're gonna have a great big gaming hall open to everybody to come in and just play and stuff like that. So look forward to that, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Ben Ellis, nice stegmas. It's where the eyes shake, yeah. Hey, Rick 13, do you still do email? Is that sarcasm? Are you being sarcastic? Because I do still do the email. I have done email today, and we're gonna do more. What time are we at here? Holy crap! It's almost 1:30 already. Jeez Louise. Jim White, spring of which year? Next year. See what you did there. Reziel, would love to visit eventually. Been promising myself I would for like 6 years now, though. Yeah, well, I mean, just Reziel, are you the one that's way like on the West Coast? Are you on the West Coast? Yeah, it's kind of tough. But if you're on the American side, I mean, getting from the West Coast to the East Coast is not too difficult because it's cheap for Americans to travel around. If you were in Vancouver, it's expensive for Canadians to get around. Ben Ellis, added Rick, yes, but not before Chris says, oh crap. LOL, Chris said. Well, yeah. No, East Tennessee. Oh, okay. Well, you're not too far. We've had guests up from Tennessee. I mean, you know, you can catch a flight to Buffalo, and then you just jump across, and we're about 25 minutes away from Buffalo. 30 minutes. Maybe more, depending on the bridge traffic. But yeah. If you're taking a train, I have no idea how long it would take. If you drove from Tennessee, you're probably looking at, what, a full day's drive? Probably head up. Which way would you most likely? You most likely would come up, like, now Detroit, heading for Detroit would be too far. You're most likely to head through Ohio and then come up by Buffalo. So heading for like New York State and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway. Jim White. Thanks, Chris. No problem, Jim. What'd I do? I don't even know. Vasily, he said it right when I read it. Reziel, it's like a 12 hours drive. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're driving it, you know, it's going to be a bit. 12 hours on the road, that's quite a bit. Vasily, have you ever had guests from Russia? Have we ever had guests from Russia? I want to say yes. We've had a guy from Russia. For the life of me, I can't remember where. In Russia. I know we've had some from like the Ukraine. Poland, we've had a couple from Poland. Had a few from Germany. France. A lot from England. I've had some from China, Australia, a lot from the States and Canada. Most of our guests are from the States. Like probably like for throughout the year, yeah, most of our guests are from the States. Probably with Canada and UK being close second, third. Yeah, but I want to say we've had a guest from Russia. I want to say we have. I pitched an idea a long time ago to Matt and Dave. Why we haven't done it, I don't know. In New Zealand, yeah, we've had a guest from New Zealand too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've had a guest from New Zealand as well. Yeah. But I pitched this idea a long time ago, where basically we have this nice big map of like the world, and then we put a pin with like a number attached to it, and we put that pin in that place where that person, where that guest was from, and basically we kind of keep track of where all the guests are from, right? And we can keep track of that on like a Google map, where basically we can have like that person and like what bat rep that person was from, and have all that information, so that anybody who's, you know, come visit us and they said, you know, and they want to show like their family, well, yeah, I went to go visit Mini Wargaming. Here's the video that we were, and you could easily find what video it was that you were part of, right? And I think that would just be a fantastic idea. Why we haven't done it, I have no idea, but it's something we should be doing. And yeah, so definitely, yeah. Grim, I recall a guest from France. Yeah, we've had a few from France. Ben Ellis, we had a few Russians come to visit Stonehenge recently. Cool. Legendary Terry, I think. Sure. Old Man Logan, from Russia, Kris? Collusion? Is there collusion? Is there collusion? Oh man, that's a freaking word of the year, eh? Collusion. It's the word of the decade. Collusion. Collusion. Legendary Terry, I think Dave mentioned that for the bunker in one of the early bunker vlog videos. Yeah, it's something we should have been doing from the beginning. That's an idea I pitched a long time ago. When it seemed like we were getting like it was like one year, it just seemed like we were constantly getting just people from like all over the place. Like people were just stopping in, and people were just kind of like stopping in. Like we get people from like all over. Like I remember one time when we had a family from Amsterdam who were just traveling by, but they wanted to check the place out, and so we gave them the tour and everything like that. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like and it's those kind of moments. You know, oh, you're from Amsterdam? Where are you from? Okay, bang, you know, check it out. You know what I mean? Like just stuff like that. Just it's all those kind of things that we just should be doing, and just, you know, really kind of tie the community all together. Vasily, I guess you could say that's $1 million idea, Kris. Right, but I don't know if it's worth anything, but it's something we should be doing. Yeah, is it worth anything? Yeah. Does it cost us? It costs us a few moments, you know, to do something like that. It takes us maybe 5 minutes to set that up. And, you know, whenever we have new guests coming in, you know, we just assign them a thing and put it on the board, and right, it would take us all of 5 minutes to just say, just a bit of fan service, so just say, doing something like that for make a fan happy and feel recognized, and you know what I mean, and also a memento of their visit. You know what I mean? Because coming from Germany, I mean, like, or Russia or whatever, China, that's no small feat to come visit us in little old Welland. Like, it's kind of humbling, really, that somebody wants to take that trip and come visit us. I mean, honoring that person like that, it should be a given. Should be a given. Ben Ellis, LOL. Dark Commission, Ben Ellis, yeah, they came from a village called Nivochok or something. What? I don't. No, I think we delved into a area of the conversation I'm lost in. Vasily, maybe we should spam Matt and Dave with this idea. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Will they listen? Maybe. I mean, if Matt gets a bunch of emails about it, yeah. I mean, it's email Matt at Mini Wargaming or Dave at Mini Wargaming, and yeah. Raziel, I missed something. What was the idea? Just move the playhead back about 10 minutes. The best way to get somebody to do a good idea is to trick them into thinking it was their idea, and that's it. Gim, you're spot on. How do I convince Matt and Dave that it was their idea? How do I do it? I don't know. It's like Inception. I have to knock them out and, like, you know, plant the idea in their head. Old Man Logan, I'm coming from Arizona, and I'll bring my tools. All right. Dark Commission, Nivochok? I don't know. is a Russian military nerve agent used on civvies in England recently. Oh, talking about that stuff. But the dude and his daughter, yeah. You know, usually when a foreign power usually comes into your country and, you know, starts executing, you know, civvies, I mean, usually people do something about that, don't they? Isn't that how wars get started? Grim. Tricked them into thinking it was their idea. Sounds like political trickery to me. No, it's Inception, man. It's Inception. I gotta knock them out. Put that little IV in them and, you know. Anyway. Now I'm lost in this conversation. Okay, you know what? We're doing another email because we can, because we shall. Headphones.
Email time. Email time.
So that just blast the old eardrums? Crap, I didn't get the email ready. Oh, man. Always so well prepared, eh? This one is from our buddy Dark Commission. This was a response. Did we read this one already? I think I read this one already. I think I did. But I'll read it again anyway, real quick. Hi, Kris. Very many thanks for the great critique on Captain Ahab bust. Here are a few explanations and thoughts. Now, if anybody remembers his Captain Ahab bust that had that old man with the beard and he's got the rifle on his back. He's got a rifle sling on his back. Yeah. He did a real fantastic job on the leathers and the cloak and the hair and the face tone. Oh. That was like episode back? Yeah, I think it was last episode, right? Or 216. He says it right in the title. Episode 216. So go back, check that out if you want to see a really beautiful paint job on a bust. I decided that the coat would be heavy wool. I decided abysmal blue, which is scale 75. I lightened the color with off-white Vallejo and stippled the high points with 2/3 of the way in the shadows. After that had dried, I had stippled again with a lighter mix, staying near the top of the shadows. A final top highlight was then applied to the highest points. After drying, I applied an overall glaze to the base color mixed with laminated medium and Liquitex Floaid. The woolen cardigan was stippled in the same way as the coat, but without the finishing glaze. The leather was based in brown leather, scale 75, and aged with orange leather, scale 75, with a touch of gray added to the most worn areas. The scarf I textured like a long weave, if that makes sense. I am really happy with the muted color achieved, as red can be difficult with most paint lines only offering a small number of different reds. I think it looks washed out by years of sea salt. I wanted the wood of the gun to resemble a tight-grained wood like mahogany. It is based on Mornfang brown, and the grain is added by painting a very thin, irregular lines, base color mixed with red leather, scale 75, and various shades made by off-white Vallejo. I know the metal colors I was going to use. I knew that Viking Gold, scale 75, and Black Metal, scale 75, would blend in with the overall muted palette. I tried a number of times to create the effects with the metals, but I got to a stage where nothing was working right, and I had been wiping off the paint with a damp tip paper to avoid blobs and brush strokes. I find that hard edge highlighting a la 28mm doesn't work too well at larger scales. It seems very obvious to the eye and leads me to the question, is non-metallic metal a prerequisite for competition painting? A few YouTubers I follow who enter competitions all seem to use it at all time. I can see the point in 2D art, like painting like Charles I in armor and metals in the comic book art. Is non-metallic a fad in 3D painting? I'm not sure, but I do like the idea of non-metallic using true metals. I think that would probably suit my style more. I'll try that the next project that requires metals. As for the photography, don't mention photography. I only have a bridge camera, so not DSLR. Unfortunately, the max depth is f8.6 when unzoomed. I can only get up to about f17.8 when using the zoom, but then I have to move the camera further back, so I think it's nullifying the effect. I can manually set how much light comes in, but I keep in the middle of the bar, to left, to right. Any further advice on this would be welcome. And I'll say again, Kris, for your critique, and I look forward to hearing more advice you have for me. Cheers, John. So, I'm pretty sure I read that already as I got about halfway through that. And I think, not for sure, I think I answered his questions. Because when he's asking about the whole non-metallic metal, and I think I kind of went off on a bit of a rant on the non-metallic metal thing. So I think the previous episode, 217, I think is the response to that. And I think I had read that email before, so I'm pretty sure my response is in 217, so. Dark Commission, I don't know if we've already covered that ground or what, but yeah. Actually, let me check the chat. Maybe he did say that. We already covered that ground? No idea. No, I'm not seeing anything there. So, okay. No biggie. Okay, so let's do another email then, because we can. And so this email is from Ben Ellis. Hello, Monkey Lord and monkeys. Here's a little offering. I have painted it for nothing more. It got a little chip on the hand, but I thought I would share it. Kind regards, Ben. And of course, there was no picture. Here it is with the pictures. And so here he is. Let's switch cameras. There we go. So it looks kind of like a Legion of the Damned model. Is that what this guy is? Is he Legion of the Damned? Very nice. I like the color transition in the bolt casing, or the bolter, the bolter casing. I like the flames. Look good. The black highlights look nice and subtle, which is good. Looks black. Yeah, I really like the flames. I got the. You kind of went for more realistic flames than kind of the stylized look. Very cool. Awesome work, Ben. Thank you for sending that in. I really don't have anything more to say on that other than good work. I mean, you might want to push the flames a little bit brighter just to get a bit more contrast on the model, but otherwise, no, I liked it. It was good. Next email is from Ben again. Hello, Monkey Lord. Here's an update on the Warlord. However, fingers crossed, it will be finished from what they have said this month. It will be finished, so by the time I'm reading this, it might already be done. Is that what I'm hearing? Or oh shoot, the freehand. The freehand is gonna be done. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty darn cool. Looks good. Oh yeah. The upper left portion of the image looks kind of like it's borrowed right from the Tyranid Codex. I don't know about the bottom right one though. Looks like some Grey Knights and stuff. Very, very cool. Oh man, Ben, you must be getting excited. This thing's just about done. My God, man. What are you going to do when it's done? What are you going to do? How long have you been waiting for this to be completed? Oh, that looks really good. I like that. That's some really good freehand. Let's zoom in a bit. Can we zoom in a bit? Yeah. Oh, it's Space Wolves. I thought it was Grey Knights. It's Space Wolves. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right, because this Titan has a big wolf head. Duh. Yeah, look at that. That's some nice work. Some damn good painters at the commission painting place. you're going through. I can't remember who you're going through. Sorry. Whoever it is, damn good work they're doing. Oh, man. Way to look stupid, eh? Yeah, they're doing a hell of a job, those guys over at thing, you know, the place where they paint things. Oh crap! I think I'm getting tired. The Gim, is that a Reaper or Warlord? It's a Warlord Titan he's doing. Ben Ellis, that's not my work, but I think I left their name at Awakened Realms. Oh, it's Awakened Realms. I thought it was Den. Ooh, good thing I didn't say anything. Or did I? I can't remember. Yeah. Legendary Terry says, that is really frickin' cool. Frickin' cool? It's just frickin' cool. Yeah, it is. It's really good work. Dark Commission, I hereby pledge to do something similar. You gotta try stuff. Yes, Dark Commission. Now, Dark Commission, I realize that you're at least I get the impression that you're an artist of many skills. Do you do like painting, like, you know, canvas work and stuff like that? You know, canvas pieces, freehanding. You know, I mean, we call it freehanding in miniatures, but I mean it's just painting and drawing as far as we're concerned. But yeah. Anyway, Ben Ellis, it's a Warlord. Yeah. So Ben, when do you get it back? When's the due date? Because I mean, like, that thing looks like it's nearing completion now. I mean, how much more work do they got to do on it? And how long have they had it? Because man, that's a long time to be working on that project. I mean, I don't even want to know what they're charging you for it, because I don't even know if what they charged you really was worth their time. You know, because I mean that's a ton of work. If it's like a year's work they've been working on that, it's a long time. Ben Ellis, Dark Commission, that would be amazing to see the development of a project like that. Yeah, definitely. Old Man Logan, I have no doubt you can pull it off, Dark Commission. No, I don't doubt Dark Commission's abilities either. And I thought Dark Commission was an artist, like, of other fields. Ben Ellis, apparently they just have to glue it and finish some weapons. Wow, so finally, the base is mostly finished. Okay. Ebb and Flow, Ben, that is great, but it would be hilarious to have a Super Killy Titan covered with rose mailing? What's rose mailing? Rose mailing? Dark Commission, I did canvas work in my early 20s, 30 years ago, but I can't even draw a straight line. Only found this hobby 3 years ago. Oh, really? Wow. Very cool. The Gim, I'd be scared to move them, Warlord. Well, I imagine that you're going to seal it. You'd have to seal it, especially if you're going to, you know, if you're going to game with it. Why not, right? But yeah, I mean, that much work on it? Oof. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough call. Is it just a display piece that's just going to sit in your closet? Or, you know, or are you going to bring it to games and, you know, let him see some action, you know, let him flex his muscles a little bit, right? Fire Drake 18. Here's a name I haven't read in a bit. Hi, Chris. I would like your opinion on a mobile paint station. I had an idea of using cosmetic train box. Do you have any ideas? Well, Games Workshop has a mobile paint station, which kind of just folds up and it's almost like a little briefcase thing. Finding yourself a cheap briefcase could also do the trick. There are a few sellers. I know, like Battle Foam, they sell like a package that, you know, you can store your paints, brushes, and stuff like that. And it all stores in there. I think the Games Workshop one. Does Games Workshop still sell that one? Is that even still a thing? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Sorry, I gotta find my links here. But anyway, yeah. As far as carrying this up, now anything designed for makeup and stuff like that, for traveling and such, I don't see why it wouldn't work. I think it would work just fine. I think really it comes down to kind of, you know, what do you feel like spending your money on, you know? Yeah. I see the cases, but I thought they had a painting case, like a case, you know, like you carried around, and it had the fold out with the, or was that something they sold a long time ago? Just they don't sell no more. I don't know. Maybe it's in painting accessories. No, they still sell the mat. And they sell a palette, and they sell a pot, and they sell the little butt plug miniature holder, but no, nothing like a carry case though. I thought there was. I guess not. No. Sorry, I'm just kind of still going through their site. I'm just looking for crap. And I'm not finding anything. Nothing. 0. No. No, I guess Games Workshop doesn't play that game anymore. Make it like a case, you know, to hold all your miniatures and stuff like that, right? But yeah, anything like a makeup bag or anything like that, you know, that should do. I know Battle Foam, I'm pretty sure they had a paint case you could carry and stuff like that. But exactly what exactly are you looking for? Like, are you looking for like to transport your palette and like just kind of everything, and also become a workstation, or are you looking for it to just carry your supplies? Really, I guess is kind of the overarching question here. Java's Left Nut says KR multi-case, do painting trays and bags. Okay, so KR multi-case. Ben Ellis, I've asked last year about transporting it, but KR are doing case soon for Warlords. Oh, that's a different question. Ebb and Flow Kris, traditional Norwegian flower art. Oh, that's what that word was. Okay. Raziel, airbrushing on canvas, super easy. Is it? Is it? Is it? The Gim. Rose mailing is like fancy flowers that you can see painted on pottery and embroidered on fancy tablecloths. Thanks, Gim. Dark Commission. I've been wanting to try canvas airbrushing. I love the stuff. You see motorbike petrol tanks and stuff like that. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you can draw, you can draw, right? And airbrush. I mean, there's a few things you got to know about the control, about the airflow, and how thick and thin your paints are. But otherwise, it's it's just a bit of practice. Just like pencil, how hard, how different kind of leads, stuff like that, right? Painting, acrylics, watercolor, oil, right? Different mediums. Just get used to them, experiment and play technique, and then you begin to master. Ben Ellis, part finished base now on Discord. Huh? What? Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, let's go. Oh, look at that. Ben, you're being super helpful today on Discord. Let's go over to Discord for a second here and just see what Ben's talking about here. So, earlier in the episode, we were talking about the flames coming out of the jump pack for, like a jump pack. And so there's a great example there from Ben. And then, of course, at the bottom there, you can see Ben's base for his Titan. And that thing looks freaking amazing. Look at that. Is that not wild? Are you not entertained? That is just kick ass. And Ben, I don't know if you answered my question or not, but Ben, how long have you been waiting for this commission to be done? How long have you been waiting? Nathaniel, hello monkey, how are all doing? I think everybody's doing pretty good. I think. I don't know. Maybe. Fire Dragon King, thanks everyone. Yeah, something that can carry everything for painting and maybe fold out, I guess, between 50 to 75 Citadel paints. Oof! That's a lot of paints to be carrying around. Yeah, you're gonna want to like, you know, a proper carry case for all that. Something that could fold out though. There might be a few options. I haven't checked out the KR case. I know KR has been around for quite a while, producing stuff, and I know Army Painter might have something. I don't know. Battle Foam. That's it. Battle Foam. I know they had a case a while back that had, you know, spots for all your paints and put your brushes in and stuff like that. And so, yeah. And it was, you know, folding bag, and it's very durable. It's Battle Foam, right? So, yeah. Ben Ellis, just over a year. Oh man. Wow. Nathaniel, was that a styrofoam base? Yeah, that was a styrofoam base. I think it was. That base was pretty much done, right, Ben? It's done. I think so. Because it looks like to go with the whole Space Wolf theme. I assume that base is already done because it's supposed to look like ice and stuff like that, going with the whole, you know, Frozen theme. Not Frozen the Disney movie, but Frozen as in Fenris themed. Now everybody's got the Frozen theme songs playing in their head. Dark Commission episode 218. Have brush will travel. Vanillas, yeah, and the gravel, but it still needs ice flow and wolves. Oh, okay, cool. The Gim, later on, my kids are swarming me. They'll never take me. Jabba's Left Nut. KR holds 145 GW paints in either foam or cardboard. Cool. The Grim. Dang it, I can't let it go now. Well played. Seven Faces, some ice cracking underneath the weight of the Titan would look awesome. Yeah, that'd be very cool. Ramby, let it go. Nathaniel, you mean polystyrene sheets? Yeah, the, not polystyrene. Is it no, it's, yeah, it's polystyrene. Right? It's the insulation board. It looks like it's just, yeah, it's that stuff. They cut it with a knife or hot wire cutter, and yeah, it's that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, what time are we at here? Holy crap! We only got 5 minutes left of the show, and I need to finish emails. So here we go, email time. This one is from our good buddy, Legendary Terry. Hello, Chris. As you requested, here are some work in progress photos of the model I'm doing for my brother's birthday. Since I was using my phone to take the photos, the quality of the pictures aren't great. Please let me know what you think, and any feedback is greatly appreciated. Sincerely, Chris, aka Legendary Terry. Yeah, so we were talking about this Creature Caster model. Let me switch cameras here. Here we go. Creature Caster. I think this is a brand new one from them, I think. Or, no, the brand new one was Nurgle one. This one's not too old. Either way. It's a great looking model. Looks fantastic. Creature Caster, I'm a big fan of their work. Just awesome models, and like their kits go together so darn well. And I mean, like this. Look at this model. Like, you can't tell where those seam lines are, can you? You can't. And I'll bet the guy who put it together, Legendary Terry, put it together, he can't even tell, and it's his model. So we're going with the bright green, and of course, I think we talked about this last episode with the varying tones. Now, of course, with the camera under the lights, it is kind of hard to see. I think there is varying tones in this, isn't there? Like with lighter greens on top. Like it's not just the light doing that to me, right? Anyway, he wanted to do it in very bright greens. And so here is his progress. I think it's very cool. I think it's a great idea. Let's go back to the first one. The first one's about the best looking picture, I think. Yeah, that one looks cool. Yeah. It's a fun look. I can't remember the color scheme though. But yeah, really fantastic work. I mean, it's hard to see. I think he sent me another email too. Hold on. Yes, he did. Okay, yeah. So let's. He did send me another one. You have to forgive me. I'm showing his email address. Hello again, Chris. Seems like I forgot to actually send you the pictures in the last email. This time, I'm sure to include them. And of course, yeah, he just. And so we do have some tonal variation in them. Okay. Now, these photos aren't quite as clear as the other one, but these ones tell me more about what paint is on the model. And so actually, I kind of dig this. And so I'm liking the varying tones. I think this, yeah, I think within the chest and everything like that, adding a bit more white and coming up. And then if you wanted to bring it back towards more of a green, you could always give it a glaze of like Waywatcher green, or you could even use Lamenter's yellow to even just like thin it out just a little bit and bring back that yellowy green if you wanted to. I think contrast would be awesome. I think adding like taking something like I mean, I suppose you could probably take Baltan green shade wash, carefully apply it, you know, in the ribs of the wings, in the lower portions of limbs and stuff like that. Or you could even apply it to the entirety of the model after you've applied all the highlights and thin it down. Thin it with a bit of Lamian medium and just a drop or two of Liquitex Flow Aid, drop of water or whatever. Thin it down and apply it over to the entirety so that it only collects in the recesses and just provides a slight tint to the overall shading of the model, or the hue of the model. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Thank you for sending that in, Chris, aka Legendary Terry. Yeah. But don't be afraid to push some of those edges to like a really bright point, as I know you wanted. I think you wanted to go with like moot green as the base of it, right? And so you want to push that moot green up a bit, just towards the edges. You know, you can still have like a dominantly moot green across the body, and then in the recesses, just a bit darker green, and then just a little bit darker just in the very corners of stuff, right? But yeah, you know, I don't think you have to push it all the way to like a black or anything like that. I don't think that's necessary. And yeah. Was that it? Is that all my emails? That is all my emails. It is 2 o'clock on the dot. So, reminder everybody, keep sending me those emails. Send me, you know, progress reports of what you're working on. Maybe you want some help on a color scheme. Maybe you're a commission painting service and you're looking to drum up some extra exposure. Either way, send them to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Send the pictures as attachments. Don't send them as links off to other sites, because like Imager or whatever, because they often have ads running, and I don't like advertising other people's ads. So, you know, yeah. So send it to Kris@miniwargaming. Of course, you can always join us on waythebrush.com, the central hub of all our silliness. Join us for the Instagrams, the Twitter, the Facebook. You can ask questions there if you like. And of course, Discord. Discord has been hugely popular for us all. It's a great way of everybody to kind of stay in touch, especially between shows. We are constantly just talking. I have sections in there where you can ask your questions. I have sections in there where you can post your work in progresses. Oh yeah, see, look at that, his legs. See, we got all sorts of channels. We got general, we got questions and answers, we got the Patreon paint along, we've got not for the week, which is kind of a jokey area. We got the future video ideas, where basically anybody who wants to see a particular video, you can post the video there, or the idea there. The welcome section, I definitely encourage all new monkeys to join us, post in there, because you know, I like to say welcome to everybody. Music, that's where we just talk about music and post whatever we're listening to. Games, whatever games we're doing, or if we're going to set up a game night, which has been a while, but you know, we still need to do. List discussion, of course, where we talk about our army lists and such. Work in progress gallery is where we talk about our work in progress. We post our pictures of our stuff. Look at that stuff. There's Drukari's. Look at this, is Drukari's stuff right here. See, that's why he doesn't send me emails, because he posts every day in this stuff. But yeah, look at that. Ooh, we got Plague Marine here too. Ooh, look at that. Nice. Anywho, we also have Padded Cell. This is a cell for Gim to ramble on and talk about whatever the hell he wants to talk about. And of course, whatever we're reading. And of course, we also have the Monkey Trade and Swap, which is basically just, you know, trade and swap, right? And of course, the Monkey Playground. This is just kind of, I guess, a forum for whenever we're in the Monkey Playground, when we're talking to each other and we want to post links of stuff or whatever we're talking about and that kind of crap. And so, yeah, that's the Discord. In a nutshell, that is the Discord. And, you know, feel free to join us in there, because it's a thing. We have some fun, have some laughs, and, you know, we try and keep it civil. We don't, you know, post anything too much. Anything that goes too far, I suppose, whatever that is. At least I hope. I hope we're not posting too much craziness in there. But either way. So, waythebrush.com, of course, also has links for all that stuff. It has links to the show, either on Discord or Twitch. Of course, it also has links for the t-shirts. T-shirts help the cause. Awesome stuff. And, of course, everybody who has purchased a shirt, send me pictures of yourselves in your shirts. And I can put it in the Monkey Shrine, because that's also a link in the waythebrush.com. You know, just a place for the monkeys to look and, you know, just to have fun, because monkeys like looking at themselves. And what else? Oh, Patreon. Jeez Louise, Patreon. I want to thank all my Patreon supporters, because again, without their help, a lot of these upgrades and such that I've been doing over the past year would not be possible. And you know, and of course, I always try and, you know, thank my patrons often. And again, the patron paint along, that is for all the patrons. That's basically where we take a model and we work together. You know, so if you're brand new to painting and, you know, you want some help getting some stuff done, by all means, join me in the paint along. And, you know, if there's actual questions you have about painting itself and what we're working on, by all means, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That goes for everything. Emails, chat, whatever, ask your questions. Ask them. Don't be afraid. Ask them, because myself or the monkeys will happily answer you. We're always willing to help other people, because that's what it's all about. It's keeping this hobby fun, keeping it light, keeping it entertaining, and just having fun. My God, like, if we're not having fun in this hobby, then what the hell is the point of doing this hobby, right? If you're not having fun, you're miserable, you might as well get out of the hobby, right? Go find something else. Go scuba diving. Collect stamps. I don't know. Do something. Any last words from the chat? I can see it at the bottom here, but also, yeah. Nathaniel, did anyone get a Space Marine in a monkey shirt? No, nobody sent me a picture yet. People, I'm telling you, you'll get a prize, a good prize, not just my usual BS kind of prize, a good prize for getting a picture of the Way of Brush shirt on a Space Marine. Okay, do it. You'll be happy you did. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else pressing in the questions, comments. No, we're pretty much done. It's done. I think we're done. Let's enjoy the rest of our Saturday. Let's get some hobbying done, or let's go spend some time with our family, or let's study for a particular test. Oh no, it's bringing in the school year. So you guys are still in the goof off phase for all you kids out there still in school. So yeah, and yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and a big thanks for Ken for tuning in, because I'm gonna email Ken about something. Wasn't important, but something. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, next week. Next week for another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. Of course, tune in on my Twitch channel as well, because I'll often do live shows and pick up kind of stuff there and kind of rando. But I usually, if you're not following me on Twitch, because usually I'll post stuff on Twitch, follow me on Twitch, because that's when I post, like, oh, I'm going live here and there, blah, 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 you know? Anyway, enough rambling.